It's no secret that Call of Duty sells well and is extremely popular, but you would be hard-pressed to find someone that has good things to say about it. At the same time, you hear people talk up the Halo series like it's the most amazing game series ever, yet the general consensus is it hasn't been fun to play in like 10 years. So today we're going to talk about why there is no consistency in first-person shooter debates. The first demographic that the industry looks at when making a game is called casual gamers, the everyman, the people that are more than likely not going to pre-order their game, but they will buy it after their nerdy friends or hardcore gamer friends beg them enough. Casual gamers will play it then and only then. They will play through the first few levels of the campaign and decide that they're pretty good at it, and try their chances online before they get taken out by a spawn killer and then never ever play it again. The second demographic are millennial gamers. These guys are a pretty easy target as they are easily excited about new things and playing with their friends online. The group grew up with online, playing as a social norm and use it to every extent possible. These are the guys that just recently got their first jobs but still live with their parents, so they have loads of extra pocket cash to spend on pre-orders and the time to play every single one. It's difficult to change their minds about things, so when they tell you that Call of Duty is awesome and that Halo sucks, it is. Social gamers are the primary target of the industry and have been for several years, but they have never been able to sink their teeth in. Social gamers like playing games like Smash Brothers, Mario Party, and Raving Rabbids, and they aren't really prone to enjoying shooting their friends in the face with hyper-realistic detail. But they did very much enjoy being able to hop in and join Master Chief as the Arbiter in Halo 3. That's the major difference here, is being able to cooperatively play with your friends versus just mindless killing. And then there's the 10s. If you guys don't know what the 10s are, it is the 2010 babies. As of this writing, the oldest one is what, 9 years old? Which means they are playing games. The 10s have grown up in the PS3 Xbox generation just like their parents. The pro gamers and the neckbeards. Their parents are too busy to deal with them and their babysitter is television and video games. Sound familiar? They don't understand money, they don't understand combat planning or even how to play proper multiplayer. All they know is that they have a gun, the trigger pull makes it shoot, and you're in front of them. And they have all day to be better than you. Spawn killers are simple to identify. They're the ones waiting for you as soon as you enter the game with a shotgun pointed directly at your face. They think it's funny. Like really funny. Crazy levels of funny. The more people complain about it, the funnier it gets. But why? You are most likely the guy that grew up without parental supervision of any kind, the guy that was never loved. You had to fight for everything that you got to include attention. The best way to get attention, negative or positive, is to do something outrageous. Pee on a building, burn down a building, or if you don't want to go to jail, upset a bunch of faceless gamers, courtesy of Anonymous. No regret, free attention, and you get to sleep at night. Kudos, dick. Speaking of stereotype nerds, here come the 90s gamers. These guys are deep, or at least we like to think we are. Odds are you grew up in a household where both your parents worked, or one was missing, or you grew up in a children's home. You had to fight for your attention your whole life, and the one place you didn't was comic books, video games, and TV shows. The characters in those became your family because they didn't judge you. Typically, you got way too involved in the game's story and became part of the universe provided to you, and you just want everyone else around you to share in your experience. Pro gamers are the opposite side of the coin that is 90s neckbeards. More than likely, you grew up in a very competitive family. You didn't play sports in high school. Your life was sports in high school. Your friends were all on the same team. It was the only thing that you were ever really good at. The only thing that you got positive attention for when you were younger. And just like everyone, you wanted the attention. Nothing wrong with that. But just like the neckbeards, you become very passionate about things. The passion expresses itself in competition, and you can't let anyone beat you. Because there are no prizes for second place. There is no positive attention for losers. Modern games always have some sort of story, some good, some not so good, but here's the real big difference when it comes down to games like Call of Duty versus Halo. Call of Duty storylines, and by proxy their single-player campaigns, are locked into historical scenarios or modern-day Spec Ops missions. There are no real characters to attach to, nor a world to get lost in. It's like watching the news. It's just drama and guns, which is ideal for the pro gamer demographic, but games like Halo, which has an ambiguous hero, a crazy huge world to get lost in, and a sexy game sprite to have quality sock time with. Story games primarily get picked up by the 90s neckbeards. The mechanics of first-person shooters have changed as much as the Pokemon series has over the last 2 decades, and for the pro gamers, this is ideal. You see, it allows them to hone that skill over time and become the best of the best. They don't buy Call of Duty, Madden, or Grand Theft Auto because of the story. They are buying it because they're good at it and they want to stay on top. For the 90s neckbeards, however, those games are just the height of tedium. They're f***ing boring. So they will play the new Doom, Halo, and Wolfenstein because the competitive play is an afterthought, which only drives away the pro gamers. If you're not a pro gamer or a neckbeard, then you probably fall into one of the other categories: casual, millennial, social, or tens. Relatively new to the gaming community in general, and you don't really care about the story, the graphics, or the mechanics. You ask yourself one question: is it fun or not? You're more than likely to debate this with replayability if you can continue to play a game long after the story mode is over with friends and are still having fun. This is replayability, and for the most part, the industry has been struggling to try and find a way to make it work. Most likely with some sort of gimmick like an expansion pack, new suits, maps, or even weapons. The consistency in first-person shooters is wonky because we're dealing with multiple different generations with different playstyles and different reasons for playing. The most vocal right now are the neckbeards and the pro gamers. Literally the same generation still fighting for the good old days of gaming. What we don't understand is that the gaming industry is not making games for us anymore. They are making games for the millennials and the tens. Our time is up, ladies and gents. We are no longer the Jedi Knights, the first round draft pick rookies. We are now the teachers, and God, we are failing at teaching this next generation. All we're doing is teaching them to squabble amongst ourselves, and it shows in every video game that gets released. Thanks guys for watching my video. If you liked what you heard, make sure you comment, subscribe, and share.